here. The unanswerable problems. The Tighnari story quest. Volps Zerda Chapter Act 1. The start of contamination. You haven't gone to see Catherine in a while. Why don't you go have a look? Okay. Again? Over here? Please and thank you.
Traveler, you've come at a good time.
Why?
Wait, this sounds like another commission.
Why are you surprised? Are you expecting something else? Where it's like, oh, you're gonna do the thing you're obviously gonna do. Nota!
It is as you say. The commission this time around is of high importance. It pertains to the safety of the Avidia Forest's inhabitants.
You're gonna be a security guard.
Huh? What happened?
Someone screwed up, and you have to be a night guard for the day.
Not long ago, we received word that a section of the Avidia Forest seems to have become contaminated.
Okay, I gotta deal with the weather problem.
Contaminated? You mean a new withering zone?
Yes.
I don't know about the specifics, but I hear that strange things are happening to people who cross through that region.
It's a withering zone. Unless there's another withering zone that's not called one, then I don't know what else you're talking about.
The Avidia Forest inhabitants won't leave their homes so easily. If we allow this contaminated region to expand, the consequences could be unimaginable.
If we allow the stage 3 tumor to go into stage 4, there's no going back!
That's why I want to ask you to investigate the situation. Even if all you can do is stop the contamination from spreading, that will still save many people.
Oh god, I feel like we're dealing with a metaphorical cancerous forest tumor.
This is forest business. Maybe Tighnari will know something. Let's go find him.
Forest business. I know Patrick is like, shut up, move on. Patrick, blame the game. Blame the game. Yeah.
I hope the Knights of Favonius are...
Better hope I don't say...
This is where you've been, Tighnari? That's...
Hypatia?
Shh.
No, not her.
Voice down.
Not Hypatia. It's one of the, it's... What's his name? Can't remember his name. Dear God, it's been several Archon quests later.
Tighnari, everything's spinning. Am I going to die? Tell Mom that I should have listened to her.
Dang, he's already in stage 3.
And tell Suna that I'm sorry for breaking her toy. Tighnari, I heard that people turn into birds after they die. Is that true? I feel like I'm getting lighter.
Dang!
What happened? Tighnari, is he?
The Elazar.
Okay, enough nonsense. You just have a small fever. Take your medication and rest. You'll be bouncing off the walls in no time.
Really? Then, can you keep the thing about the toy a secret for now?
No can do. You're a big kid now. Once you've recovered, go and apologize. Keeping secrets to yourself won't solve anything.
Also, the fact that this kid thinks he's so close to death, and he's like, "You're a big boy, you can handle it."
Oh.
Hey, let me ask you something. I recall that you're usually pretty healthy. How did you get this sick all of a sudden?
He doesn't want to go to school.
I don't know either. Mom's been telling me not to play in the forest. I just wanted to look inside. It's different from before. I got lost and went around in a huge circle.
I somehow stumbled into the cancer forest and somehow developed cancer! But honestly, to everybody out there, I've actually dealt with cancer, and as much as I make fun of it from here to there, I gotta, confess that cancer is kind of no joke. Yeah.
After I got out, I started feeling dizzy.
After I got out of the cancer forest, I feel like it got to me. I touched the withering. and the withering touched me.
So that's how this whole mess happened. Anyway, go rest. No running around until I say so.
Also,
Got it? Traveler.
I know it's...
Paimon. Let's step out for now.
Yeah. Leave him be. Leave him to try to deal with the Elazar.
How is my son?
He's got cancer. Or forest cancer. Or whatever name for forest cancer that is.
I gave him some antipyretics. Let him rest here for a while.
He's not quite saying what it is, which means he doesn't want her to worry.
I told him that he would feel better after some medicine and rest. But I only said that to comfort him.
I had to lie to the little kid, because he probably doesn't understand what this means.
His symptoms resemble a fever.
Oh god.
But something else is causing them. They seem more akin to a disruption in his psyche. Antipyretics won't be of much use.
Okay, so are we dealing with another problem? Like, we're not dealing with the withering forest, we're actually dealing with something else? Huh. So, I don't know, does a withering only affect people physically, or is there a mental component to, like, the withering? Yeah, of course, when someone's been knocked around the head and their brain is rotting, it does affect them, but is that also a symptom of the withering? And if not, then what else are we dealing with?
What do we do? Mr. Forest Watcher, you have to help him.
Didn't he already help him?
If memory serves, a plant called Vasanti grass can help soothe the mind.
Great! I feel like we're dealing with the fetch quest.
A small number grow in arid deserts. They usually look like shriveled weeds, but can be revitalized with a splash of water.
So I gotta take a hydro character with me.
They're expensive and unable to grow in the Avidia Forest's climate, so I don't have any on hand. I'll ask the caravans. Go find Kale. Have her prepare medicinal tools and a set of traveling gear for me.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, also,
Region. Is that why you two are also here?
Yes, because of commission.
Yep. Is it a new withering zone?
Or is it something else?
Doesn't seem like one. Whether you look at scale, internal conditions, or resultant effects, they're completely different.
So we're dealing with something else. But what? Has the withering, like, mutated and evolved into a sort of, different zone that caused this with mental effects? Or is this something entirely different on its own? So, yeah.
The only thing they have in common is that they aren't welcome. This nuisance made itself home in the Avidia Forest, so I can't turn a blind eye.
You do look blind in the eyes with that blank stare, so... I don't know how can you say I can't turn a blind eye, but I'll look blind as I look.
We feel the same way.
Yeah.
Alright, let's contact the caravans first, and purchase some Vasanti grass. There's no time to waste. We have to move quickly. Let's go.
And there's no time to waste! Let's go! Again, for the millionth time. Here we go.
Excuse me. I'd like to purchase some Vasanti grass. Do you have any?
I'm sorry, Mr. Forest Watcher, but we've been closed for the past few days.
Closed? Now that's odd. It's my first time hearing you say something like that.
Closed? When we go to get something, but we can't get it because something else happened.
It's a long story. Some of our goods were stolen recently. They were mechanical parts that we got from the academia. Although they're old models, they still fetch a good price on the market. Our caravans had to pull together more to afford those parts. Now that they've been lost, we'll likely come up short this trip. All the merchants talked it over, and we decided to raise the prices of our remaining inventory. Until this plan takes effect, none of us can privately sell anything.
Wait, what was said again? Caravans had to pull together more for these parts, old models. Some of our goods were stolen recently. It's such a good price in the market. Had to pull short on the trip, remaining inventory. Something about broken caravans? Huh.
I don't get it. If these goods are so important, then why not think of a way to get them back?
Because he likes to delay and we like to have detours here and there.
Raising prices won't solve anything. At best, you're shoving the consequences of the robbery onto your customers.
I really feel like this is a political thing right here, because I've heard discussions where, like, U.S. tariffs on foreign goods, like raising the tariffs on foreign goods only pushes the cost on customers because it takes a lot of money to transport it to where people are going to buy it, and the supply chain process is just like expensive, and it is a way of discussing that.
Mr. Forest Watcher, it's not that we don't want to. It's just the thief disappeared into the deepest parts of the forest.
We don't know where to look for our goods, so it's not even a question of cutting our losses by raising the prices. It's more like we can't find the inventory, so we're going to cut our losses anyways by raising the prices.
We asked around, and apparently the forest has been very unusual as of late. Anyone who goes in experiences mental anomalies.
Okay, so we've gone from the cancer forest to the mental cancer forest. Wow.
We can't keep waiting out here for the thief to come out. All we could do is come up with another solution.
I really like the idea of a mental... just for the sake of argument, the idea of a mental cancer forest. If I go in there, there's no coming back because you'll mentally fall apart.
So the bandit hid in the contaminated region after stealing those mechanical parts? How many people were there in total? Were they not affected by the contaminated region?
That crook came from the contaminated region. As for how many, there weren't any people.
What do you mean? Do you have somebody other than people to deliver your goods?
No people?
What do you mean?
Even if I tell you, you might not believe me. Fine.
Try.
The thief that stole our parts was a huge mechanical crab.
Yeah, well, I don't know what to say about that. Like, it was, even if it was a mechanical crab, so what? I'm still gonna take it down.
What the heck? The Avidia Forest has creatures like that?
Didn't see any of that Video Force field guide.
To be honest, I'd rather not think about it. It moved too skillfully to be new at this. It came out of nowhere. Before we could react, it swiped our goods and ran away.
Why would a giant mechanical crab want to steal the goods? Is it because it saw mechanical goods and it wanted to add to itself and it thought it could repair itself using those goods?
We were all shocked. By the time we came to our senses, the thief was already long gone.
You had your goods stolen by a crab.
I see. If we help you retrieve your stolen goods, then business will return to normal?
Will you remove the tariffs and stop passing on the cost to the customers?
Oh, but of course!
Okay.
Not only that, but you'll become one of our caravan's VIPs on all future purchases of any...
Enough! Tell me something that's actually useful. Any leads on that mechanical crab?
Tell me something I haven't heard of before.
Maybe one. After our goods were stolen, we specifically got someone to assess the situation. If you're interested, you can go and talk to them.
Who?
Alright, we'll go and have a word.
Who? Who did he say? Who's them? Why can't... Oh, everybody. Okay. We're gonna talk to random people.
Stolen, I made multiple inquiries with nearby caravans and residents.
Did they have the same problem, or is it just you?
It turns out that many others have also been robbed by that crooked crab.
So, it's not just you, it's everybody else.
However, the crab only seems to be interested in machinery. Doesn't even bat an eye at other valuables.
Why machinery? Is it damaged and it wants to heal itself using the machinery? Or is there something else to it?
A caravan carrying a large amount of Mora had an uneventful trip, but another caravan had a child whose metal toy was taken. Whatever the case, that thing is a scourge. We'll eventually think of a way to get rid of it.
But why? Is this Dottore experiment here? The doctor's experiment? I presume? No?
That mechanical crab is fast, strong, and a pain to deal with.
I feel like we might be dealing with lore related to the Doctor and one of his side experiments leading up to Balladeer.
10 of us might not even be able to take that thing head on.
He's too damn strong. We won't be able to beat it. You excited to fight him soon? Yes! That's why I gotta grind! I gotta grind hard! I gotta level up again to like level 80. Or cook a bunch of food, at least to get a temporary boost.
Didn't academia ban research on mechanical life forms years ago? Where did that thing come from?
I think I have some idea, but I don't want to be entirely sure unless I see the evidence.
Our salaries even got slashed because of it. Who would have thought that robber wasn't a human, but
Who would have thought we were dealing with something else? Of something related to something else that was banned from our... What? I don't know.
I heard from the caravanners that there have been a lot of robberies lately, but we haven't been affected.
Let me guess. You don't go into mechanical stuff, where you sell non-mechanical stuff?
We don't normally see the mechanical crab, and it doesn't disturb our daily lives.
Why? Or maybe you took a different route while the other caravans got robbed?
It only shows up when the caravans are here, and it runs back to the contaminated region after it's done making a mess.
You haven't tried capturing it?
How could you capture a giant mechanical crab? Why would you ask the question? How could you possibly catch the crab unless you had a big lobster box?
We have, but it's too agile and fast.
Okay, so it's possible, but you gotta be faster.
However, we did unexpectedly learn something the last time we tried to capture it. It apparently lives in the deepest part of the forest. So instead of immediately moving its spoils, it first hides them nearby.
So it grabs the goods, hides it nearby before going? Yeah.
Once its stash grows large enough, it moves everything in one go. You'll have to move fast if you want those goods back.
So we gotta go to where it stashes the small parts, and then wait for it to come when it's ready to get everything all in one. I think that's how it is. But we'll just go with it. Go to where it's stashed.
More things! Did you make any progress?
Yes. We gotta go out somewhere and look for where it might have stashed the goods and wait for it to come back to said goods.
We learned of its behaviors, but much still remains unclear.
It's almost like a Minecraft griefer who steals all the goods, buries it somewhere in its chest, and then comes back for it later.
Assuming normal operational status, mechanical constructs generally act according to their given commands.
Are we really dealing with the mechanical crab, or are we dealing with the griefer? I don't know. I feel like when I play this game, I'm just thinking about other things that this game is relating to.
If I were its owner, I'd command it to steal more valuable things, or the mora you made. That would be the most efficient method.
Yeah, but it's after machinery, not more, so I don't think money is going to solve the problem at this point.
But it only goes after mechanical components. This doesn't make any sense.
Actually, it does. If you've ever watched the movie Iron Giant, basically the Iron Giant eats metal to replenish itself. So, or unless it's related to something like Dottore, or maybe it's an economic thing where mechanical parts are being stolen to process something else, because as what's his name said, they are highly valuable. So,
Right. It's really weird.
it's either an economic thing, an Iron Giant thing, or it's a Dottore thing. Or one or two or both, or somewhere in between, who knows.
So, you all found a way to retrieve our goods?
No, but we gotta find goods out there and wait for it to come back.
Do you have any more mechanical parts with you?
Oh. Okay.
Yes, I still have a small bag of samples. They weren't taken since I keep them on me at all times.
We need it, because we're gonna lay a trap.
Oh, are you planning to...
Yes, he is.
Under constant external conditions, organisms rarely initiate changes in their habits.
So, we gotta do what we usually do and wait for it to come out?
Here's what we know so far. It has a mechanical composition, it lives in the contaminated region, and it comes out to steal mechanical components.
So we gotta avoid the mental cancer forest.
If we have said components, we can lure it out, capture it, and then make observations for further conclusions.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's fast and agile, so how are you gonna account for that part?
Well, chatting like this won't get us anywhere. We're only wasting time.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. We don't have any other options right now. This bag of samples is all yours, Mr. Forest Watcher. If you can get our goods back, the caravans will reward you generously.
Okay.
We don't need anything in return, but I'll be keeping this bag. I may have other uses for it later. We'll also need to borrow a sumpter beast. Our act has to be convincing if we want the crowd to fall for it.
Oh, yeah. No problem at all. If it means getting our things back.
I'll have to decline that offer. Anyway, we'll use the mechanical components and sumpter beast. Once it appears, capture it. I leave the timing to you.
Don't worry.
Good.
We're professionals.
What are you a professional at again, Paimon? There's a traveler doing all the work. There we go. Okay, done.
Looking at the trade routes and the contaminated region's current perimeter, the goods were likely stolen somewhere around here.
Uh-huh.
Then let's get to it. We'll definitely capture that criminal crab.
Okay.
Okay. Well, this sumpter beast isn't familiar with us yet, so be calm and take your time with it.
So I gotta work with the Sumpter Beast. This Humpty
The
Sumpty.
Sumpter Beast went ahead. Let's keep up with it.
Uh-huh. It's slow.
Why'd it stop?
Looks like it's loafing around. Or maybe it's hungry.
Or maybe it wants this
The
thing.
caravanners grew disheartened after their goods were stolen, so they probably didn't feed their animals as scheduled. Let's give it something to eat.
Wait, what are we feeding it?
All right, it's moving again.
Oh, now it moves faster. Oh, okay. And it stopped again. Do I have to feed it again? No. Huh. There it is.
Did you hear something?
Yes. There it is.
Ah! Is that the mechanical crab the caravan was talking about? It's charging straight at us!
Well, it's mechanical, and it definitely looks like a crab in a way.
It looks strong. Be careful.
Okay. And just for safety measure, I'm gonna do this.
A few moments later.
Food.
Feel the beat!
Damn it. Nice.
Shadows of fate!
Come on. Nice. I'm able to handle it with underlevel characters.
Power cord!
Nice.
And Shroud!
Nice.
I hear everything!
Nice.
To ashes!
Come on, 3, 2, 1.
Can't see?
Ooh, I'm giving it all sorts of elemental reactions.
Decided by destiny!
Yeah. Oh, it's got a shield. Oh, it's got a shield up. I gotta get around it. I gotta constantly circle it. Oh, I see what you're trying to do.
Shroud!
Let me scribe!
Okay.
Amp it up!
Yeah! You're not gonna try to get away, are you? Rumbling. Tons rule the fight. Oh! We knocked it down. He's gonna try to run?
Just try to escape this time, you naughty caravan robbing crab!
Imagine he gets up and runs away. So it actually communicates.
Hey, playing dumb won't save you. Spill it. Why are you stealing so many mechanical parts?
So many or little?
It doesn't seem capable of comprehending complex questions. Keep an eye on it. I'll search around the area for the caravan's goods.
Okay. Wait, what happened to the Sumpter Beast? Goods that the crab...
I don't know why you're stealing mechanical parts, but they don't belong to you. Stolen items must be returned.
What? It looks sad. Oh, I gotta be able to eat metal stuff too.
You came from the depths of the contaminated region, right? How about you help us with something?
I feel like this frickin' crab? I feel like we're gonna get another story aside from this crab. Like it's not able to get mechanical parts inside the infected region. In which case, this thing is just surviving. So if this thing was fed metal before stealing, then who wasn't able to give it metal before? And what other story we're going to stumble across next?
If you take us there, I'll give you some mechanical parts as a reward.
It reacted!
Does it understand us?
We can't be certain yet. Its excitement may be a simple, programmed response upon seeing mechanical components.
Maybe ask simple questions?
Okay, so you want the crab to lead us into the contaminated region?
That's right. The contaminated region has a large and currently expanding perimeter, so it would be difficult to conduct a thorough search.
So I actually do need to go inside the mental cancer forest.
If we charge straight in, we'll get lost like headless pigeons. I've been studying this contaminated region recently, and I have a hypothesis of my own. So to be absolutely safe, it would be best to have a guide lead the way.
Yeah, well, I've handled wither regions before, so should you not be confident enough that I might be able to handle this on my own?
Paimon gets it now. Does this scuttler understand what you're saying?
Do you understand?
It doesn't have to, as long as it isn't hostile towards us.
It doesn't have to understand anything unless it stops being an asshole.
I gave it some components that it will definitely take back to the contaminated region, so long as it doesn't attack us.
It seems to be really happy.
Because it knows it has mechanical components.
Listen to me. Wait for us here. No running. We'll be back soon. If you're still here when we return, I'll give you another mechanical part as a reward.
Did the count on understanding us?
I'm not sure. But our priorities are to retrieve the mechanical component. We should return. But before we do, we need to set up a few traps.
Okay, doesn't understand that. Give the mechanical components back to the merchant. Who? You.
Oh! Oh!
Oh, that's where it is!
These are the mechanical parts that were stolen! You really got them back for us!
Reminds me of a saying, I can't remember what's from, but he's like, oh! Here's the jam!
Thank you all so very much. I don't know how I can repay you. Wait, didn't you want to purchase Vasanti grass?
Yes. Why do you offer now?
Don't worry about the price. They're on the house.
2 is enough.
We need it for a cancer patient.
No, that won't do. Here, I'll throw in some more.
Really? You're gonna pay me to take stuff off your hand?
No need. I've already...
Reward? You mean that bag of mechanical parts?
But those parts are very useful to me. Just like the Vasanti grass. I retrieved the things you needed, and you gave me what I needed in return. Oh, and before we go, just a reminder. The forest has an intricate and biodiverse ecosystem. Even if there were no mechanical crabs, other dangers are still present. Take caution on this route.
So in other words, as much as we focus on the big things, try to take care not to lose sight of the smaller things.
Noted. Thank you all ever so much.
Okay. Also let me just double check a couple of things here before I begin. Okay.
Let's return to the village. The earlier we can give the child medicine, the sooner he'll start feeling better.
Time to give him cancer medicine. We had to chase a mechanical crab to get cancer medicine. And despite these characters being weak...
Oh. Hi there, Traveler and Paimon.
I gotta get Kolei on my team.
Master, I prepared the pharmaceutical equipment. Do you need me to help grind the medicine?
No need. A precise dosage is required this time.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, I'm not needed anymore.
But once I'm done, you can deliver the medication to the child.
Oh, now I'm needed.
He gets a little nervous when I'm around for too long. I don't think he finds me very approachable. I'll go prepare the medication. Traveler, give me a hand.
Prepare the medicine Kale gives it to Yara.
How is he? Doing any better? I feel like he's doing a lot better. And his temperature is returning to normal. It's wonderful! Oh yeah. He asked me to tell you that Suna came by earlier. And he told her everything about the toy.
So he finally came around to owning up what he did. Funny how being close to death makes you tell the truth.
Suna didn't get mad, so he wanted to thank you.
It's nothing. Did you prepare the traveling gear that I asked you to?
Did you do what I asked?
Of course I did. Are you going somewhere far away?
We gotta go to the brain cancer forest. 'Cause brain cancer forest.
Yes, we're going to the contaminated region. Judging by its size, we will likely have to stay overnight. I'm leaving everything to you while I'm...
Huh? But I can't even begin to compare to you.
You're fine, don't worry about it.
Many things are learned by doing. And once they've been done, you'll realize that they weren't as difficult as you once thought they were.
Exactly.
Deal with problems as you yourself see fit. You don't have to emulate me.
Yeah, you just have to imitate me, because there's a difference between emulation and imitation. You have to do it on your own, in your own ways.
That's right! You'll do great, alright. Then I'll do my best.
Go hold the fort.
Master, Traveler, Paimon, take care of yourselves.
Okay.
Yeah, you put too much confidence in me. Anyway, like you said, things will likely be uneventful.
You said we needed a guide, so...
Let's return and find that crab.
Oh god. Is it gonna go away? You can put a tracking device on it so we can find it later? It probably left. 3, 2, 1, and... Oh no, wait, it's still here.
We're here. It should be... Huh? Where's the crab? Did it secretly scuttle away?
It probably secretly scuttled away.
The traps weren't triggered, so it should still be here. Odd.
Did it know that the traps are there, or it didn't care, or just stayed anyways? Oh, so it is still here. But why? It's here.
You honored our agreement and waited here until we returned.
Because it knew we would kick its ass.
As such, I'll hold up my end and give you another mechanical part. Keep it safe. I'm not giving you another one if you lose it. Glad you're satisfied. If you want more mechanical parts, take us deeper into the contaminated region.
Take us to your leader, where we may find out what the hell is wrong with them.
I want to see what happened there. What caused the Avidia forest to become like this?
Why did the cancer spread? Why are we in stage 2 or 3? God, cancer metaphor. I died before I... and the item over there.
So this is the contaminated region that everyone's been talking about. It's like... really creepy and suffocating.
Wait, what?
Do you feel unwell at all?
No. Doing fine. I don't have brain cancer.
Good. It's as I predicted. Elemental power confers a degree of resistance against the contaminated region's influence.
I somehow knew it. The main character's immune from diseases like this, so we'll get to progress through the story.
How do you know that?
Because we endured the withering, so now we can endure this place.
Well, I haven't entered the contaminated region for a proper investigation, but I've conducted quite a few controlled experiments.
The power of being the main character. Exactly, Patrick.
My observations during our time here have all but confirmed my hypothesis. Look at these flowers. How are they different from normal?
They're purple. They're brighter. They look like they got spirits coming out of them.
This flower species is formerly known as the Sumeru rose, but it is also known as the leyline lodestar.
It's a spirit flower.
They're sensitive to ley lines and emit varying amounts of light in response. Excessive brightness indicates a dangerous level of leyline activity in the surrounding area.
Okay, so there be contaminated Irmisol things going around in these parts, and if that's the case, why are there contaminated Irmisol things around these parts?
From the looks of things, the ley lines around here are already out of control.
You're saying the contamination here is coming from ley lines?
So it's an Irmisol problem?
I can't confirm that right now, but I think that is the key. Let's take another look around and see if we can discover more
clues. Flower. Thank you. Strange smell rose as an ingredient.
You know, we haven't seen any animals this entire time.
So...
The birds used to chirp really loudly.
The contaminated region currently appears to have a critical efflux of ley line energy, which is probably the root cause of the patient's cognitive disturbances.
I don't know. I'm just thinking of a Chernobyl example where there are, like, documentaries and stories of, like, animals and foxes being able to actually go to places in Chernobyl where there was, like, nuclear activity. So, I don't know. This is not a Chernobyl example. This is something else. This is like a spiritual example.
Some animals have keen awareness. They sensed something abnormal in this area and fled.
Leaky ley lines sure can cause a lot of damage, huh?
Yeah. So something's going on a spiritual level.
Like how plants have preferred growth conditions, we also gradually habituate to our surrounding environment. Climate, temperature, humidity, intensity of ley line energies. When people live under fixed conditions, they reach a sort of homeostasis with their environment.
So something's wrong with the environment.
This equilibrium is broken when the surrounding environment abruptly changes. If normal fluctuations in temperature occur, then our bodies automatically adjust. However, the average person cannot adapt to changes in ley line energy, and so they fall ill.
So we are definitely dealing with an environmental problem that causes spiritual problems.
Then why are we okay?
Because we are not from this world, and for some odd reason, as mentioned before, the main character survives pretty much anything for the sake of bringing the story to a progression cliche.
I'm not sure why you are, but she and I are fine because our elemental capabilities allow us to adapt to this kind of change.
Because people with visions are almost like superheroes. They have ambitions, they can do a lot more with a lot less, and somehow that provides, as you said, resistance to said withering or contamination. And also, speaking of, this area doesn't look like contaminated, because a withering zone will be gray. This doesn't look any different.
Of course, it's not a good idea to spend too much time in areas with concentrated ley line energy. The only one who can freely traverse this place is probably the mechanical crab. That's about it for the investigation.
I want to test something. What do you want to test? What do you mean a purification device?
Environment. No wind. Target parameters. Normal. Setup complete. Excellent. Looks like it's working.
Is it a machine or an elemental construct? Or both.
What's this?
A purification device I made. It can absorb excess ley line energy and temporarily stabilize an area.
What a neat thing! Let's set up more and cover the entire region!
I feel like we're getting more into an environmental sort of undertone here. The idea that the area is contaminated and we need to be careful, and somehow we set up a purification device to fix the environment.
I wouldn't mind if that would actually work. Unfortunately, once this contamination is present, it isn't something that a few purification devices can fix.
Because a purification device can only fix one thing? Or solve one part of the problem, but not all?
The purification devices have their limits. At best, they can only prevent the contaminated region from expanding temporarily.
In other words, it delays the problem, it doesn't solve it.
If we want to permanently eradicate the contamination from the ley line effluence, we'll need to tackle the source. That's right.
So it knows.
Huh? The mechanical crab is acting a little strange.
Something's approaching.
Okay, so we gotta do something about this.
So that's it. Now that the ley line energy has stabilized, the monsters that had left are starting to return.
Do we have to deal with these?
Get rid of them quickly. Don't let them get close to the purification device.
We gotta do something about them. Okay. Alright, I might be underleveled, but Crap, hit hard. Oh, I somehow survived! Barely with, Jin Young.
Spare me. Please spare.
Hey, are you okay?
No, he's not. Actually, yeah, he's fine.
These injuries are superficial.
Who are you all? What happened to those mechanical monsters?
I don't know.
Don't worry, we took care of them.
Oh, good.
Oh, there's one.
It's a monster! Hurry, attack it!
It doesn't see itself as a monster.
How do we explain this? Krabby here isn't a bad guy. It heard you shouting for help and brought us here to rescue you.
It's faking it. It has to be. Maybe it's gonna partner up with the other mechanical monsters and kill me.
Other mechanical monsters?
Do you know what's inside the forest? It's all crawling with mechanical freight. I just came here to pick herbs. I gotta get out of here. Yes. Yes. I have to escape.
Now I'm starting to think he's turning all loopy on me.
Be careful. These mechanical life forms are up to no good. No wonder the Academia wanted to completely ban the existence of mechanical life forms. Those things should be annihilated.
Quite the wording and quite the tone for said wording. Also, this reminds me of like a reference from Final Fantasy X, where there's like a religion that bans the use of machines because machines are sinful.
His inarticulate speech and bodily tremors indicate psyche disruption. He's been inside the contaminated region for too long.
Yep.
We've purified the ley line energy over there. Follow this path out and you'll soon see the village.
Now skit. And so he has. Now, what do we gotta find?
When he gets to the village, someone will bring him to Kale for help. I already prepared medication that will return him to normal.
Expecting something.
So, you think you did a good job?
It's so hard to understand.
Alright. Regardless of what you're thinking, you did some real good this time.
So it's like a dog or a child that's expecting a reward?
That's why I'll give you another mechanical part. Guess not. Well, make sure to hang on to it. What was going through your owner's mind when he made you? And also, how do you feel about that person saying that you're as evil as the other mechanical life forms?
What's it like to be labeled as satanic? Oh, what?
Okay, it definitely doesn't understand you.
Or maybe it does, and that's just the usual response, because anybody who's being labeled as evil, and like, how exactly is that evil?
It seems like it possesses limited understanding, only towards matters related to help others to get parts. That's probably its thought process. As for why it, rather, its owner, is collecting so many components, I'm not sure.
So its vocabulary is limited.
It's getting late. Let's set up camp.
Okay. Thankfully, we haven't gone insane. Oh.
Let's set up camp here.
Okay.
All right. Hyman also thinks it's a...
Oh. Any particular reason?
Why?
This place is perfect to put up a big tent.
Even though the ground is uneven?
We can also set up a cooking pot and cook tons of delicious food.
Fine.
You're not wrong. But the primary reason for choosing this place is because its higher elevation keeps us away from the water vapor below.
Let me guess. Something about the water vapor is what causes the insanity from the mine cancer forest?
Rainforests are very wet. You should always be careful when spending the night in damp places.
Otherwise, you'll be washed away by a sudden rain river that just washes you right away.
For the next tasks at hand, let's divide and conquer.
Fine.
I'm not expecting that much. Just do what you can.
Paimon's a pro. At what? God, why does Paimon keep thinking...
That's right. You can use rushes to start a fire in the wilderness. Their piths are relatively dry and can be readily set aflame. The downside is that they produce a lot of smoke.
Traveler, Tighnari, Paimon couldn't find any food.
That's fine.
Paimon didn't know that rainforest had so many interesting plants, and Paimon also saw wild berries on the ground. And Paimon was gonna fly over and pick them up, but the dead leaves on top suddenly started moving. It freaked Paimon out.
The dead leaves?
Those were
What?
probably dead leaf butterflies. They camouflage as dead leaves to evade predators.
Now it's almost like a... God, I'm thinking of moths that change their color to suit their environment.
My guess is that they mistook you for a bird when you flew over. Never mind. The tent's up, so you two go rest. Oh, you found some already.
You have my gratitude. It's more useful than Paimon.
Paimon understands it this time. It wants mechanical parts again.
Sorry, no part this time.
Why?
That task wasn't important enough. If every little thing resulted in a reward, then it might start to take advantage of the system.
Now we're talking about psychology at this point. The idea of being rewarded for every small thing you do. Like, you're just expecting something more and more. I don't know if it's like a conditioning or a reinforcement mechanism there and there. But I don't know. If anybody's interested in the psychological component of motivation, look that part up.
I'll note little things like this, and give a cumulative reward at a later time.
Okay, now we are really getting psychological at this point. Are you running low on parts?
That is one reason.
Do I have to go look for one?
It looks really sad.
After some further thought, it might come up with some weird misunderstanding. I'm off to prepare dinner. We'll take shifts on lookout duty tonight.
We need lookouts?
Yes. Even though most animals fled because of the ley lines, we can't completely let down our guard.
So in other words, we're on fire watch.
It's settled then. I'll set up some pest repelling devices so, poisonous insects don't come crawling into the tent. Have a good night. Not too good, though.
Are we gonna go to another world, but on the inside? Are we going on a spiritual, mental journey?
Sleepy. Is this because of the ley lines?
Or is it because of the incense things right there? Is that the same thing that causes you to go to another world, or is that like the sleepy incense?
It's been a while since we camped outside like this.
Have we ever camped outside at all? Because I honestly can't remember a scenario like this ever happening.
This feels like when we just started adventuring together.
Fine. Gradually falls asleep while reminiscing, while talking. What happened? Do we wake up to something? Are we on fire watch?
You're awake earlier than I expected. Did you sleep well?
Does waking up earlier than expected mean sleeping well?
That's good. I was worried that you two wouldn't be able to sleep, so I used 2 of my homemade incenses.
So I use smoke to make you fall asleep.
Don't worry. They're made from all natural ingredients. They have a light fragrance and aren't harmful to the body. Speaking of which, have you seen the crab?
No.
It was scampering around over there just now, but I don't know where it went.
Are you wary?
So you can tell. My suspicion is less towards the crab and more directed to its unrevealed owner.
Same? Where are we gonna find the owner?
A ley line effluence of this magnitude occurred without any warning. Someone probably disrupted the natural flow of the ley lines.
Yeah, well, if that's the case, then that brings up at least 2 or 3 questions. Number 1, how did they do it? Number 2, why would they do it? Number 3, how the hell could they survive going through it if everybody else is going to be screwed under its effects?
Until we fully understand the situation, take extra caution. The academia has banned mechanical lifeform research for years, so the origin of these creatures is very suspect.
Are we going to go see the doctor? Is that its owner? Academia previously conducted research on mechanical lifeforms?
Topics related to mechanical lifeforms were popular in the Spontamod for a time. Some of my juniors had also thrown themselves into such research.
And yet it was banned because...
They proposed an intriguing idea. Use our knowledge to create a new and practical life form that could help humanity conquer nature.
Why... conquer nature? Okay, like, when I hear the word conquer being used, I really wonder who's trying to subvert nature. Like, why do they want to see themselves above nature, and who want to overcome their own nature? I feel like the idea of conquer nature is like a huge other question on its own that leads to something else.
However, no matter which modules or parts are installed, a machine is innately a construct that receives and executes commands. They can never possess self-awareness like us, or other living organisms. In their pursuit to discover the differences between mechanical and biological life forms, zealous researchers performed unregulated vivisections and other absurdly cruel experiments on animals. Research on mechanical life forms was thus banned. The irony is that the researchers became even more impetuous afterward. Who knows? Maybe the subject will be unbanned in a few years. That's a difficult question to answer. I am interested in the topic of mechanical life, but I don't like the researchers' attitudes.
It's the conquest of nature. That's the part.
It's just my personal opinion.
You don't think nature should be conquered because the idea of conquering something is to go above it. But nobody can go above their nature because everybody's part of it. So you're trying to removing yourself from nature is like tearing yourself apart in some different ways, and that poses another problem then and there. That's a hierarchy thing.
My ancestors and the Veluca Shuna of the desert coexisted together and supported one another. The bloodline of my people was born from this symbiotic relationship.
But something happened between the two where one tried to subjugate the other.
So to me, all life is important. To understand life, you must first respect it.
I feel like we're making a hierarchy argument at this point, because in order to understand life, you must first respect it. In order to respect something, you must see it all, you must recognize it for what it is and step outside of your own perception. Even to go stepping outside of your own hierarchical perception and not see it from above, but on some sort of same level. So I feel like we're making the whole non-hierarchy argument here.
Life is not an expendable commodity, and knowledge should not be wielded like a scepter. These are the points of contention I have with some researchers, and why I left the academia.
Let me guess. Somebody at the academia had this idea, maybe we should start subjugating things, and you're like, yeah, maybe we're not gonna do it.
Once you start placing yourself above other life forms, I mean, what kind of results do you expect to get from researching pure life with impure intentions?
I really feel like we're making a political argument at this point, because there are people who see themselves as above others. So you can't really connect with somebody below when you're always on top. What kind of results do you expect here? Impure intentions. Ugh. The intentions don't match up with the methods.
Really? Well, I'm glad to hear it.
Understand what you mean. I've understood it at least 4 or 5 different ways. Who tried to subjugate you, and where did they come from? It's the doctor, isn't it? What?
Coffee? Did you prepare this for us?
This thing knows how to make coffee? Damn. I'll make coffee. It looks like it wants a reward again.
All right. Seeing that you're working, so you're not planning on using it? Many of your own parts are critically degraded.
You're already falling apart.
All right. Suit yourself. Oh, and thanks for the coffee. The night watch is yours. Stay safe.
Now it's your turn to lose sleep. Let's see how long you can stay awake. And so everybody stood awake, except for the people who slept. And time moved by fast. Because video...
Sorry. Paimon slept through the entire night.
Your punishment is solo watch duty.
Don't worry. Paimon will be sure to stay awake next time.
Like you're on fire watch. You're gonna watch that fire right there. Nah, it's actually a military term for, like, historically, in case enemy soldiers come in and start a fire on, like, tents or something, so that's the idea of fire watch.
Good morning, Traveler and Paimon. A quick question. Do you feel off at all?
Dizzy.
Me too. The farther in we go, the closer we get to the source of the ley line effluence. We'll be heading out earlier today. I'll take down the tent, and you two...
And you two? What?
Is there something we can do?
He said you two, and...
Extinguish our fire so we don't set the entire forest aflame.
Okay.
Also, retrieve the pest-repelling devices from last night. We don't want to affect the ecosystem here.
Got it! Paimon will take care of the fire.
I'll retrieve the pest-repelling devices!
Alright, let's meet back here later.
Wait, are those two things a pest-repelling? And retrieve... Yep, here. Nope. Here. Yeah. There we go. Prepare to set off. Go on another adventure.
Alright, it's about time to head out. The effects of the ley lines will also increase. If you're struggling, it would be wise to avoid conflict.
Are we going to deal with the super wither forest? We're going to deal with the super wither forest.
Try to conserve as much energy as possible until...
Okay. I got my electro shield right there. Is this where your master is?
It stopped here.
Upon closer inspection, the plants here are really different. Ley line energies are also stronger here. This may be the place we've been looking for.
So this is where he might originate from, or where the contaminated area is.
Ready yourselves? We're going in.
Ready or not, I'm barging. God, I gotta change my shirt. Enter the contamination source. What am I gonna find? The contamination source in the forest. Oh god. Recommended elements: dendro, electro, pyro, hydro. And oddly enough, that seems to be what I have. And what I already had simply by coincidence. Wow. Okay. Go. Start. Am I gonna get Tighnari as a higher level character? You know what? I don't know if I am, but considering the fact that I might, I'll have my traveler in there.
Just what will we come across this time?
Go. I'm gonna get Tighnari as a trial character, am I? Yes. Higher level Tighnari.
There's a ton of mechanical monsters here. They made this place their lair.
Looks like there's no way to sneak by. Let's take care of them quickly.
Oh! Dang it.
A few moments later.
Oh. Okay. Hit you anyways. Come here, you.
Propagate!
I ain't done with you.
And shroud!
Get smacked while you're down.
Pyrotechnics!
I hear everything!
No, you don't.
Keep up.
Oop. Okay, got you.
Time to rock! Decided
Nice.
by destiny.
3 ultimates in 1. Now I'm hitting you hard.
Scatter! Feel the beat!
Come on.
Let's nip that in the bud.
Let's make slam jokes. Those reasons.
One with the forest.
Examine the strange device. Where? Wait, where's the strange device? Okay, is this where it's at? What is this all about?
What is this?
Leyline energy is spilling out from here.
Is this sort of like a amplifier or something?
This device, it's extracting energy from the ley lines without end.
Why is it here? Who put it here? And who would develop something like this?
Who in the world would do this without considering the consequences? The ley lines won't be able to repair themselves if their flow is perpetually disrupted like this.
Someone wants to disrupt the ley lines, but who and why? Is it the Fatui?
That's terrible! We have to stop it!
Break it. Break the machine.
Paimon see. Paimon doesn't see controls anywhere!
Starting to get dizzy.
Standing here is equipped in leyline energy, which may cause irreversible damage to your body.
Interesting the word body is being mentioned here. It's like if your body has different systems, like a circulatory system or digestive system, and for some odd reason, if somehow the digestive juices interact with blood, it's like the same effect as this, when two things are kept separate, and they should be.
Take Paimon and get out of here.
Wait! You're also vulnerable to the ley lines! We're staying! We can't leave you here by yourself!
You're gonna try to play the hero?
Then let's look for it together. If there's no control unit here, then there must be a trap door somewhere.
Trap door? So you know where it is.
You know where it is? Hey!
What?
Guys!
Did that wall just disappear? That wall just disappeared! Is it the effects of the machine? Or is it the actual game itself?
Keep up.
Thank you.
What's this? It'll only show up if you step on it?
Be careful and watch your step.
Look! Someone's here!
Yes!
Are you the one that's taking the ley line's energy? Turn off the... Why aren't you saying anything? Too ashamed?
His body is cold. It's emaciated, and his eyes are sunken, likely from chronic malnourishment and stress. He collapsed and never got back up. What exactly happened here?
Did he try to go deep into a mental world under conditions like these but never got out?
Almost forgot about you. Here.
What is it doing?
I'm not sure. Judging by this room's layout, this place was a laboratory. We should find the file room will definitely give us some clues, so...
Well, we better hurry up before this stuff gives us brain cancer. Quickly, and how do you even know there's a file room here? Have you been here before?
Wow! It's huge in here!
Yes, it is.
This place is very secluded. It's a...
Yes.
Did you two find anything?
Did they say they did?
There are a lot of lab notes, but it would take way too long to read through them all. I found a tape recording used for an experiment, and based on its serial number, it's from 2 years ago.
Tape record?
Yes. The Spontamod created a device that visually records experiments and consolidates the final production into a tape.
So it's sort of like a video recorder-ish?
However, these devices are expensive to make and aren't entirely stable.
Come on, let's watch it.
Hold on, let me figure out how to play the tape. Okay, this should do it.
Hold on, let me stick the VHS tape into the frickin' VCR.
Karkata? Karkata? Seriously, I look away for 1 second and you're gone?
So that... Wait, who is he? Karkata. That's the robot's name.
There you are. Look here. This is our new home. I, Abatui, will unleash my talents here and amaze those ancient fossils at the Academia. Oh? You're also quite happy. Karkata, do you know what we're about to do? Yes, I thought not. Listen up, Karkata. I'm going to make a mechanical life form that can be mass-produced. The technology will be unlike anything else that exists.
Why? Like, you're trying to prove the academia wrong, but why?
I'll use mechanical organs, and electric currents will course through them like blood. A steel-cast heart that will beat forever, and a brain of myriad components that can think like mine. Inspiration from the ruins, and the research that the academia had banned. I hope everything can start anew from this place.
Also, it's interesting that, thinking back to what Tighnari said about him being emaciated and sunken eyes, I don't know how he can tell when he's got those goggles on the whole entire time.
When you can understand our language and live among us, you will no longer be a boring machine. It's fine. You will understand.
Abatui, so that's his name.
Karkata is the mechanical crab, and that researcher named Abatui said he wanted to prove something to the academia?
Banned research, but why?
I remember now. I had a junior researcher named Abatui. He was expelled from the academia for researching mechanical life forms.
So, I thought the doctor was responsible for making experiments, Dottore, but we have Abatui as another?
Junior researcher?
Junior researcher.
Yeah? What's wrong?
Researchers are supposed to be seniors? They don't allow anybody who's new?
Nothing. Paimon was just wondering, doesn't Abatui look older than you?
Abatui. But now Paimon is saying Abatui. And we got some Ratatouille language right here. Also, Paimon does have a good point. Older?
He is. But academic progression isn't tied to age. I finished my studies a while ago, so subsequent students generally considered me as their senior.
The idea that, yeah, he's older, but he finished his studies a long time ago.
Oh!
Of course, age can be an issue. For a while, people, always dragged me into pictures. I felt like some kind of animal on display. That isn't important. Let's go and see if we can find other tape recordings.
Why? Okay, so my guess is that machine
Pipes
was...
continue further. Let's head in.
Where? Here? So Karkata or Abatui was unable to turn the machine off because he fell apart on his own?
Look! Paimon found another tape! A date is written on it. Let Paimon see. Oh, it's from half a year ago!
Longer than the two... Or no, wait, half a year ago? The other one was 2 years ago?
That's quite the time gap. I wonder what happened in between.
After inserting, display, a recording of the past...
It's rare that you malfunction because of an operational error. Seems that making coffee is still somewhat difficult for you. Or is there an issue with my set parameters?
So he learned to make coffee because he was programmed to do it?
Alright, there you go. Water entered the chela and caused it to short circuit, so it couldn't receive signals from the ganglion. Look at me, talking to you like this. You can't understand me anyway, can you? It's fine. I swapped in some new parts, so you should be alright. Try moving around. Everything in working order? Be more careful next time. We're tight on money right now.
So, is that why Karkata is stealing parts? Because he was trying to repair himself? But...
I'm glad. Karkata, did you know? Yesterday, I dreamed that you could talk.
Oh, God.
Aren't the bunch at the academia always saying things like, mechanical intelligence is just an extension of statistics? They were blown away when they saw us talking with each other.
I feel like we're talking about another metaphor at this point. Like, the invention of AI. Can we actually talk to a computer programming? Or is it just going to be a set of programs that loop and come back again? Like, this is like, can we emulate or program something to somewhat mimic human speech so that it can search its own parameters? Or develop itself? Or gain sentience? Who knows? This is an AI question at this point.
Too bad it was just a dream. Forget holding a conversation with me. You're so simple that you probably wouldn't even notice if I died.
Interesting he says that.
Never mind. I should probably be worrying about next month's power.
Okay, the recording ends here. Next month's power.
After Abatui left the academia, Everyone lost contact with him. I thought he was so despondent that he gave up on researching mechanical life forms. Instead, he had holed up here and continued his experiments.
Paimon doesn't feel like he's a bad person. He even changed out Karkata's broken parts. Why would he mess with ley lines?
You mentioned something about power. Did he somehow tap into the ley lines as a power source or something?
Let's keep looking around.
Did he try to tap into the ley lines as a power source? I feel like that might be it. Yeah.
Following the serial numbers, the next recording should be... The writing is sloppy. Perhaps his state of mind had changed.
Maybe he actually did tap into the power source, and even he is succumbed to the results of his own experience of said Irmisol ley line stuff.
There's also an undated tape in the wrong spot.
Maybe Karkata helped him with sort.
It's hard to say. These are the last 2 tape recordings. Let's watch them.
What happened? So inserting the tape, recording the past.
Sorry, Karkata. I was just thinking about something. Today might become a special day. In my recent experiments, I successfully gave you a living being's instincts. When you're low on power, or if one of your parts is damaged, you will prioritize your survival command and proactively recharge or replace your parts.
Definitely sounds different at this point.
That is a very dangerous thing. And today, I did something even more dangerous.
What did you do? Did you tap into the ley lines for power support?
I've officially activated the 3rd generation ley line extractor. The ley lines will serve as our power source from now on.
Oh god! Now I feel like we're heading into another metaphor at this point.
Conducting research on mechanical life forms requires a large amount of power. Even if I scrimped and saved, the more I have wouldn't last for long.
Oh god, it's almost like a Dead Space marker metaphor at this point, where in that game, humanity searched in outer space for a power source to, like, save on resources, but they kind of brought the living dead back to life, and it turned everybody into necromorphs, so you gotta be extremely careful when going into power sources, because you might bring something back you might not like.
I'm also getting tired, Karkata. I don't know what's driving me to continue with this research anymore.
He tapped into the ley line as a power source, and...
They say that even if it simulates the operation of a living creature's organs, a machine is still an ice-cold tool. I want to prove them wrong. I want to turn you into a living, breathing, and talking being.
It's one thing to prove somebody else wrong, but if they're too damn ignorant to take the evidence, what good is trying to prove them wrong?
I'm not talking about anything cheerful, Karkata. Modules for language, emotion, and movement. I've been working my absolute hardest to augment and refine your functionalities, but I've never seen an effective response.
So basically, we are dealing with the contaminated area as a result of someone's experiments who tried to tap into a different power source.
You are my finest success, but even you can't understand me. All you can do is execute limited responses based on preset commands or keyword. Karkata, I wish you could speak to me, even just once.
Is this loneliness or part of his dream?
Yes, you cannot understand me, so you cannot answer me either. It is what it is. In a few days, I'll sell the failed ley line extractor for some more and continue my experiments.
The recording ends here. Quietly inserts the next tape.
This is new. If I place another 2 control modules here to simulate the brain's thalamus... of course my heart decides to act up now. Why did I cut medication? Strange. I feel weak. Oh no, I have to shut down the extract. Shut it off. If we let them recharge indefinitely, they'll... Right. I never input a command to shut down the extractor.
So you don't understand what in the end, it's just like the Academia said. Mechanical life forms only bring danger. My research... Was there any point to it at all?
Funny, you had to convince yourself by living the outcome of all the warnings other people gave.
I'm sorry, Karkata. In the end, I still wasn't able to turn you.
The last recording ends here.
I see. So, the ley line effluence was an accident. After Abatui's unexpected death, the mechanical monsters were driven by their instincts and continuously drew out power from the ley line extract.
Paimon understands. Then why didn't Karkata go haywire like the other machines?
It wasn't programmed to go haywire?
Because Karkata is different from the other machines. To Abatui, for a machine to truly be considered a mechanical life form, it must possess features similar to any other living organism. It should be structured similarly, it must be able to cry and laugh, and it must have the capacity for independent thought.
So, Karkata is different because it's independent in some way.
Perhaps only by building such a machine could he have the Academia acknowledge his protracted research.
Yeah, well, I don't think convincing the Academia at this point is going to work.
But if he had slowed down and saw Karkata as a friend instead of as an experimental product, he would have noticed. Karkata can't speak, and yet it cares about Abatui far more than it does about itself.
What does that mean?
You'll see in a bit. But before that, we have a more urgent task at hand.
The ability to care for others over yourself. Is that the difference between machines and humans? Or is that sort of like a leap?
First, let's find the control unit for the
Okay. Shut it off! Now, where's that shutdown? Here? We barn it? How do we handle this? Patrick, why is it leaving here? I use fire. No, fire isn't gonna do it. Oop. No, I can't tell if fire does do it. No. Use Dendro. Okay. There we go. Oh, use Dendro. Oh, okay. God, what is wrong with me? Yep. Okay.
More of this transparent flooring. It feels like a maze.
An invisible maze. Wait, where are we going? How are we gonna get to it? Oh wait, we have to go here. Okay. God. Frickin' invisible floor. Okay. What? Bubbles. Frickin' bubbles. Frickin' bubbles. Where are we going from here?
Below us is the final room. The control unit is likely in there.
The land's here. Wanna try jumping down?
I think I already did, and uh-oh. Boom. Done. Lower level characters.
This should be the control unit.
Actually, two of them are high level, so... Please tell me I can turn the thing off.
Once we turn it off, the ley line extractor should also shut down.
Good! But... does it mean all the machines are going to shut off as well?
Without an external force damaging the ley lines, they should start to slowly repair themselves.
But the machines? Does that mean Karkata's gonna die?
Oh, but I bet you two are more worried about Karkata. Let's head back.
Yeah. And somehow we head back. Did he shut down? Is he gonna shut down? So Abatui somehow died? Does he understand death? Huh. Does it too also understand the pain of death? Does it understand that he can't take mechanical components like he can? The pain of loss.
So, Karkata has been collecting parts because it thinks doing so will fix its owner?
I thought it would fix itself, but the fixing the owner part? That one I didn't take into consideration.
Karkata is unable to understand the concept of death.
Because it literally doesn't compute to him.
However, it probably remembers when Abatui replaced its parts. When it's true that Karkata isn't able to think or understand many topics, but it is like a small child that imitates what adults do.
So that's why it kept stealing mechanical parts. But it can't repair its owner, no matter how hard it tries.
Yes. But the important thing is that it formed the thought of wanting to repair Abatui. Who knows how this thought came to be, but it has even suppressed the instincts that Abatui had installed.
Suppress the instincts?
If it really is as we've predicted, this research truly will make waves in the academia. It might have been possible to achieve this with ancient technology, but no one has been able to do the same with modern tools.
Karkata? Karkata? Can you hear Paimon? Tighnari says you're awesome!
It's not responding.
It reached its limit. It hasn't recharged this entire time, nor has it replaced its severely damaged parts. It's truly a miracle that it managed to hang on for so long.
Is that in and of itself something of research?
I'm gonna go confirm that the ley line extractor has shut down. Let them be alone for a while.
So the whole thing was a machine that got out of hand, and the stolen machine parts were because of someone trying to fix, or Karkata trying to fix Abatui. Dang. Alright, is it off? Please.
The ley line extractor has ceased operations.
Good!
Traces of ley line energy are still in the atmosphere, but the effluence's source has been stopped. The purification devices will handle the rest. Moving on.
How tragic.
Those affected by the ley lines need immediate care. We'll put up an announcement on the bulletin board about the dangers of entering the contaminated region, and for symptomatic individuals to find. According to the Academia's policies, we need to bring everything back.
Are they going to disregard whatever was done here and then say, oh, it was all an accident? Or are they actually going to learn something from it?
Research materials related to mechanical life forms will all be destroyed, and Karkata will be disassembled and sealed away.
Dang! Trying to find the human emotion of somehow lasting without recharging, and somehow actually caring for somebody else, is somehow treated like garbage.
What the heck?
You two should return first. I'll take care of things here.
Yeah, it's messed up. I'm really starting to think that the academia is not even part of like an academic thing. It's just like it's just like a power center at this point, like a religious influence.
Although we've stopped the source of the effluence, the ley line energy in the air exceeds normal values. Your bodies won't be able to hold up if you... Listen, the Traveler hasn't rested very... Also, it'll take some time to pack up all the research documents. You're not familiar with this research after all, so you won't be of much use here.
You're pretty much stupid and useless, says Tignari.
Tell the Adventurers Guild that the incident has been resolved.
Okay, puts a party's Dia on the map, goes through research.
And don't talk about Abatui. The fewer that know about mechanical life form research, the better.
Alright. Then let's go back to Catherine.
I really wonder, after all this, like, Abatui wanted to prove the academia wrong by creating some sort of a mechanical life form. Maybe similar to Karkata, or better? But the fact that Karkata was able to understand how to repair, or something about caring, shows like an underlying motivation there. The idea that Abatui was not trying to prove somebody wrong. He was literally trying to look for somebody who cares. And somehow, in the absence, or after the point of his death, somehow he was able to achieve that. And given the tragic outcome of this, somehow that's going to be discarded like garbage. Sometimes you can't make people care, but you can try to at least find something within to make yourself care. You can't... It's almost like this quest is like a metaphor to the saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So Karkata's development in this quest was sort of like a metaphor to that. Almost. He did make something care, but almost in a limited sense. I don't know. I overthink shit. I don't know who.
Anyway, so the contaminated region turned out to be a ley line effluence deep in the forest. Things are already getting back to normal.
I see. Thank you for your hard work. Once the excess ley line energy dissipates from the air, we should be able to make an announcement for residents to resume their normal activities.
We've solved the problem. But at what cost?
This is the stipulated reward.
Finish of leaving takes you to a quiet place to reflect.
Is Karkata going to be sent back to the academia?
No idea.
It's already damaged, but Paimon feels sad thinking about it getting disassembled.
Something that actually does care? Me too.
Oh, then how about we find Tighnari tomorrow and ask him not to do that? Paimon really wants to go right now, but Tighnari said that we would discuss matters. Alright then, we'll find Tighnari tomorrow and tell him not to disassemble Karkata.
Okay. What are you gonna find here?
Tighnari!
Shh, keep your voice down.
He's like, shut up!
The lilac daphne, a daphne of the genus Familiaceae, has a strong anticonvulsant effect. It can also be made into an anesthetic powder.
Yeah, it can be used for putting people to sleep when you don't talk too much.
Extrapolating from these two data sets, it would be particularly potent against Piscine species. Hey, make sure you're getting all this down.
What? So, he didn't disassemble Karkata.
Karkata?
I thought I told you all to keep your voices low. Plants aren't afraid of noise, but...
You didn't disassemble Karkata?
Why would I do that?
He said the research. Like, he said most of what it is would be the research, but... He's pretending like he wasn't gonna give it over.
But Paimon thought you said, according to the Academia's policies...
Yeah, well, that's not his policy.
So that's why you two barged in like barbarians at this hour. Fine. I suppose I wasn't clear enough about this yesterday.
He's not gonna follow the policies.
What I meant was, according to the Academia's policies, all products of research must be destroyed. That's why we can't let the Academia discover that place.
So the real reason you stayed back?
Anyway, the first thing I did was repair Karkata. During my time at the Academia, I took an elective course at the Spontamod. Who knew it would prove useful one day?
So you actually know how to deal with mechanical stuff.
We then buried Abatui together. After organizing the research materials, I kept some as a souvenir. Most of it was burned to hide the evidence.
So you're actually going to use some of his research.
I'm not with the Academia, so what do their policies have to do with me? On the other hand, I am the Forest Watcher of the Avidia Forest. I have a duty to protect all life in the forest. All life brought forth in this world has meaning, and Karkata is no exception. If it exists, then it shouldn't be carelessly abandoned or destroyed.
I guess when he says according to the Academia's policy, it almost hinted that he's following policy, but no, he's not.
That's great! Wait, you just said life form. You recognize Karkata as a true living being now?
The possibility exists is all. It's hard to explain Karkata's efforts to repair Abatui.
Because Karkata saw Abatui as itself and tried to use the same method?
Abatui only left behind a small portion of his research. Who knows how many commands he installed? Maybe a conflict between all those commands resulted in this sort of behavior. From a more rigorous perspective, it is impossible to conclude that Karkata is a real life form. But the possibility exists. I am willing to believe in that.
Well, I think, like, when you think of a life form, life exists because life tends to take care of itself, and other other life forms similar to itself. So, I guess in some way, like when Karkata tried to repair Abatui, it saw it as itself, so there's some idea of a form of empathy there, which, I don't know if that's inadvertently what Abatui is trying to research, but I guess empathy is some prerequisite of a life form.
By the way, I'm not interested in continuing research on this subject. I'm just letting it hang out here because this place is relatively secluded.
And somehow you might be recording it or having somebody else record it for you, and somebody else is lying on the ground over there to the top right. Maybe they're taking it down.
But as things stand now, it wouldn't be a bad idea to make it my research assistant. At the very least, it can record my experiments.
Also, it's not very secluded if there's somebody lying on the ground over there.
What do you think?
I don't know. Do we finish? Yes! Unanswerable problems. Can machine actually be like humans? Who knows? I'm gonna try to get... Ooh. Oh god. Wait, is that the... So, Patrick did say that the Raiden Shogun was added to the banner, but I don't see the Raiden Shogun there. Oh wait, it is! Oh. Oh. God. Okay, can I get the Raiden Shogun? Is it possible? I want to see if I can. I want to do it! Do it! No, I'm not. No. Get it. No, I didn't get it. It's a 5-star character, and I didn't see 5-star there. I can tell. A 5-star character would have shined yellow, but I only saw purple. Purple, nope, 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 and nope. Big nopes. So that's a big failure. I didn't get the Raiden Shogun. Well, if you try 40 more times, you're guaranteed to get it. Yeah, well, I kinda don't have the stuff for 40 times, so... Yeah... In the meantime, I gotta get going. Ew, yeah. Well, you know what? I actually have friends who can come over to meet me, so... Yeah. In the meantime, I'll see everybody on Thursday for the live stream, so... Bye!